Welcome everyone, and congratulations also to all the award winners this evening. It is with great pride that I have the opportunity to introduce to all of you Troy DeVoe into the Ripon College Athletic Hall of Fame. In the game of football, it's a game of numbers, as we all know, as in a lot of sports, and when you play certain positions, you're judged by the numbers you put up. This could not be more true than the running back position. Yes, you have to have a great offensive line. You've got to have great receivers. You've got to have a great quarterback. You have to have all these great people around you. When a running back gets the football, he generally gets it deep in the backfield, and he's going to run for a certain amount of time before he has to do it on his own. There's going to be blocking in front of him, but then there's going to be times, like I said, you're going to have to either up the middle or off to the side, you're going to have to start getting yards on your own. With that in mind, in this great storied football program that Ripon College has, Troy DeVoe is one of the best, if not the best, running back to ever put on a Ripon College football jersey, and even within the great historic Midwest Conference. In looking at the record books, Troy sits in the top 10 in 10 different categories. Here's just a few of the numbers. I'm not going to read them all. Troy, in 2001, was a member of the 2001 Conference Championship team. As a sophomore, as a junior, and a senior, he was first team all-conference. Troy is first all-time in rushing attempts with 776 carries. That's an awful lot of pounding over 4 years. First in rushing attempts in one game, 44 carries. One game. First in all-purpose yards, 4,525 yards. First in all-time rushing, 4,117 yards in his career. In 2001, Troy was voted by all of the state coaches in the state of Wisconsin as the Wisconsin Private College Player of the Year. He sits 5th all-time in Midwest Conference history as the leading rusher. The Midwest Conference obviously is well over 100 years old and has had thousands and thousands of players participate, and to sit 5th all time is quite an achievement. My personal favorite record may not be some of the others, but my personal favorite was in 2000. We were playing that team up north, Lawrence. Troy ripped off an 80-yard run, which ended up being the 8th longest run in school history. That year was the 100th game in the rivalry between Lawrence and Ripon, of which we won. And we haven't lost since in 13 years. So Troy set us on a path to great success. To put up these kind of numbers, you got to be really tough, smart, and play with great desire. I got just 2 examples of where Troy set himself apart from other players. In 1998, we were playing St. Norbert's up at St. Norbert College. We were losing late in the game, and I decided, okay, let's put the ball in the hands of this freshman. And he took off left late in the game, and I said, no, okay, good. Because he planted his foot, went to the right, and went off about 65 yards, and we won in the last minute of the game. In 2000, we were playing Monmouth, down at Monmouth. Brock Bauer, quarterback, gave the ball to Troy deep in the backfield. And I've been coaching football for well over 35 years. I have never in the history of my coaching career seen a player get hit so hard by so many guys so deep in the backfield as what happened on that play. And all this did was tick Troy off, just ticked him off. Planted his foot, took a spin like I'd never seen before. 45 yards later, he was in the end zone. And all he does is just hand the ball to the official and thanks his lineman. Troy was an outstanding teammate. He never asked for a lot, never tooted his own horn. He always gave credit to his teammates. When he fumbled, which was very, very rare, he took the blame for himself. When he scored, he always gave credit to the offensive lineman and his teammates. Troy had great offensive linemen in front of him. Guys like Luter, Day, Zish, Maurer, Morak, Strelo, Wangeline, Olsen, Olkowitz. Great receivers like Beck, Redler, Hankin, and Story. and great quarterbacks like Prochnow and Bauer. Troy DeVoe is one of the most humble players that I've ever had the opportunity to coach. He is a man who let his actions speak for himself. Troy made me a really, really smart coach, because there were times where I'm thinking, what do I call this in this particular moment? And I think, give the ball to 27. 12 draw, stretch, screen, reverse, put it in his hands. And I'm going to be really, really smart. Troy, thanks very much. It was a great honor coaching him. President said it's a great pride to introduce Troy DeVoe into the Ripon College Hall of Fame.
I wrote this down so this doesn't end up on YouTube. First of all, I want to thank Ripon College, and I want to thank Coach Ernst for your very kind introduction. When I think about what this award means to me, it's less about me than it is about the people who have supported me through the years. And I think back to high school, and I'm trying to determine where I wanted to go to school. I think about my family and my mom and my dad, and they always raised my sister and I to be very independent and to make our own decisions. And I remember I visited Ripon College, and I knew after that visit, after I came here, that I wanted to attend Ripon College. But to give you a little background, we came from a very blue-collar, working-class background. We lived paycheck to paycheck. And college savings was not part of our vocabulary as a family. So I think back to that, and I remember that they did not flinch when I told them that I wanted to attend a private school, Ripon College, with a price tag that was obviously a little bit larger than some other schools in the area. They did not flinch with that. They supported me. They supported that decision, and I want to thank them for allowing me to go with my heart on that decision. My sister is here. Wave your hand. Hi. Amber is here. She's my big sister. There's a lot of times that growing up it was just you and me, and you made a huge impact on who I am today. You might not know it, but you're an inspiration to me, and you're an inspiration to many others. So thank you. I also need to mention my wife Becky and my father-in-law Richard, who are here. Becky and I met in 1999. It's ironic because we just had this conversation at the table, and I didn't prompt it. But we met in 1999 at the end of my freshman year here at Ripon. She attended University of Wisconsin, and her dad Richard used to drive down to Madison and pick her up like every Friday and bring her to Ripon College games on Saturday. And they would, she would sell her student tickets for University of Wisconsin and skip watching a Rose Bowl team with Ron Dayton in the backfield to come to Ripon College and watch us play football. So I appreciate that, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support at that time. Coach Ernst, you helped to shape me as a person. You taught me about leadership and responsibility. There are things that I do today and I apply in my life that I learned from you. And thinking back on it, I guess all those extra sprints that I may or may not have had to do after practice, that probably played into it a little bit. I remember a particular practice where the theme was, at the end of practice, the theme was, I hope it was worth it. And I can tell you that, that was so impactful to myself and my teammates, and we learned a lot from that. So thank you. And thank you for always being there as a coach, mentor, and friend for me. Lastly, I wouldn't be standing here without my teammates. I played on some amazing teams with some amazing talents, as Coach reflected on. And I have to say that this award is a reflection of those teammates. It's an amazing feeling to be part of an offense that at times was unstoppable. Many of my teammates are here today, and I thank you for making it possible for me to be here, standing up here today. One last thing.